Section 1.2, simple random sampling. Two terms here. The first to start with in this one. Remember from the previous section we introduced the word sample and population. So we said we can pick any sample from the population and just study that sample and then analyze it, draw conclusions, and then from there we draw conclusions about the entire population. Simple random sampling is you can randomly select things you want. For example, we would like to choose marbles like from a jar. We can select at random, close the eyes, choose randomly any marble you want. Some marbles you can choose them and then put them back in. That's called with replacement. If you don't put the marble back into the jar, that's without replacement. So first thing is the simple random sampling. It's actually it's a procedure where you choose any possible sample of any size from a population, and all these samples that you choose, they have equally chance to be chosen. Like all of them are equal likely to be chosen. That's what the simple random sampling. But what is simple random sample, not sampling, is a sample that obtained randomly from sampling, so from a population. As an example, here they are trying to abbreviate with replacement, means they call it the simple random sampling with replacement is abbreviated as SRSWR, and the simple random sampling without replacement is just SRS. Most of the time we do it without replacement. If you do replacement, you replace it, then if you're picking individuals from a group of people or marbles from a jar, that individual or the marble, they have the first person that was chosen or marble was chosen, that person can have a chance to be chosen again, so more than once. That's what with replacement means and without replacement. Now when we work with the simple random sampling, sometimes one tool to use is tables. So we have a random table was constructed and then we're going to use that table. Sometimes we do things like this to even if we need to apply it inside the classroom, just to make it fair with everybody. Say, if I want to choose a sample of students and ask them to do something or not do or skip the class or something like that, then to be fair with everybody, we just randomly have to choose the X number of students we decide on. Now in tables, you want to decide on a procedure in the table when it comes to selecting. So you will be given a table, and then maybe I want to choose a number between 1 and 100 or between 1 and 800 or something. So let's say we have a table like this. This table has numbers, these numbers are 5-digit numbers. So what we're going to do is we are going to generate numbers. Most mathematician or statistician, they like to generate numbers using calculators or some of statistical software. But then if we need to look at this table here that you see, they did circle the number 69. So this originally was meant that they want to choose 15 people. Okay, so we have a group of people that went from each person. We have 728 students. Okay, and then out of those 1 to 728 students, each person was assigned a number, or each student was assigned a number. And we would like to select just 15 random numbers we have. And to do that, maybe like you can close your eyes and then point your finger or pencil to this table and then see what is going to be on the top of which number. So let's say that number was the number that I see is 69. So what we do is, because these are the 1 means can be written 001, 002 all the way to 728. So let's look at them as 3-digit numbers. So I'm gonna go down below that number and pick all these 3-digit numbers. 988, 386. So the first one was 069, 988, 386, 539, 303, 097, 628, 458, 759, and this keeps going on and on, all the way to the bottom. Now if you got to the bottom here, remember we need 15 of them, so you start counting. This is one of them. This does not count because I'm only working from 1 to 728. Another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. This one doesn't work. So you count, you see how many you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. We have 7 of them. And then we can move on and count more and more of these numbers. If in case you got to the point you reached the last number here, which is 178, but you need more to reach 15. I'm trying to have 15, a sample of size 15. Then you start going up, but when you go up, you start with the first number 83, 84, but that's not a 3-digit number, so that's why you extend it to 9. So then you go 458 and 404. So that would be the last number we need. So those are the 15 numbers we found. So now what do we do with those numbers? Why did we choose them? Well, let's say I brought like 15 candy bars to the class, and I want to distribute them to my students. So as I said, the class size is 728 students, and to make it fair, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose these numbers that I told you. We put the pencil somewhere, or we put our finger somewhere on the table, and then from there we start going down, and if we need more we go to the right side and start going up. So all the students who carry these numbers, 69, 386, 539, 303, 097, and so on and so forth, those students are going to get the candy bar. Those are going to get the candy bar. So that's one way to generate random numbers. Another way to generate random numbers is that we can use a graphing calculator, or so many softwares out there like Minitab or other StackCrunch. They generate also those numbers for us. So let's start to learn here, see how to generate random numbers. First thing, we need to get to something called the seed, S-E-E-D, seed. So this seed is the kind of like the starting point for our calculation here, that we will ask the calculator, that's the number that the calculator will start using to generate a sample. So different people will start with different numbers. So because we chose 3-digit number, let's start with 3-digit number. Let's pick 234, for example, 234. Okay, and then you click on STO, store, and then you go to math, and then to prop, that's probability. And then just the first one, hit the enter key. And then after you hit the enter key, you hit it twice, so you hit it one more time. So the calculator will always display the first number you decided upon, so which is 234. Then we're gonna go back to math and prop again. And then after prop, you're gonna go down to the fifth one, random integer. So you click the enter key. A parentheses will be already open for us. So what are we gonna do here? We are going to tell the calculator what is the range of numbers we need. We agreed it's 1, 728, another comma, and then how many of the numbers from this list you like to generate. What's the sample size? Well, we agreed it's 15. Close the parentheses and hit the enter key. So the calculator will give us those numbers, 336, 205, 535. Notice they're not the same as the numbers we had earlier, because those are randomly chosen, and I'm not using the table anymore. I'm using the calculator. So will it generate the exact same numbers every time? No, you might end up getting different numbers. Different people will start with different seed, like different number. I start with 234, and somebody might start with 145, and then you will get different numbers. But that's why we call them random numbers. So that's what this section is about. It's about generating numbers, simple random sampling. What is a random sample means, and how we generate it using electronic devices.